Hello, Leonardo Cornejo here, and today I want to talk about something that I was thinking of leaving for later, but I decided to, you could say, rushed it because of something that happened in December. This was supposed to be for March, April. I decided to set this video for January because I want to talk about sabotage. Many things led me to this. One of them was an act of sabotage to a romance writer I knew back in 2019. She faced sabotage for, well, being a romance writer. Amazon is not very friendly with steamy romance novels, even though they are the most profitable genre in their store. They are very averse to them, and there is plenty of sabotage, and this is something that she mentioned. There is plenty of sabotage between romance writers, she told me. Basically, rival romance writers will go and report your writing, will go and leave one-star reviews, which is the central topic of this. They will go and leave one-star reviews, Equine reviews, which is the title of the video, and they will do everything they can to ruin a rival writer. She said it was not everyone within the romance market, but a fair share of bad actors who actively sabotage erotic romance writers, and there is another fair share of authors and people and readers who actively sabotage anything of erotic nature, even though it is already marked as adults only. There is an age range in the system. You can select the age range. Generally speaking, if it has explicit sex scenes, generally speaking, it goes to 18 plus. But some people just neglect it entirely. They will include books, and they are very popular books, and probably you have heard of them in the YA category, which are have explicit sex scenes, but they don't have an 18 plus rating. That's because the publisher, the author, the editor said, well, sex sells, and even with teenagers. Let's be realistic, teenagers are not celibate pure children, they are teenagers, a separate category. So, realistically speaking, well, a teenager is going to read that kind of crap. It is not good for them, it is bad for them, not because of the erotic nature, that's normal for a teenager, but because the books are bad by themselves and because they depict things in a very unrealistic manner. But that's why basically John Green can market a book about a 15-year-old girl losing her virginity to 13-year-old girls while he's a 40-something-year-old man, a middle-aged man, or about his 40s, I don't remember, but a middle-aged man writing softcore porn for 13-year-old girls is socially acceptable, but somehow romance writers are not, and somehow loli is not, because we are living in clown world. That's the reality. I'm getting stressed and it shows. The other reason I want to make this video is because of what happened to my senpai Reagent Golden Eagle, who had his channel banned temporarily in December as an act of sabotage, and an incident also in December when some psycho started to harass and stalk me and report my account and my all my accounts, including my Amazon account, to the companies, because I said loli should not be considered the same as the real thing. Because I said we shouldn't punish people for fiction or for what is in their minds. And after facing all these acts of sabotage, and I know the name of the person who attacked me. He's a guy who goes by the name of Whatnoticus. He's a basically Christian 2.0 without the without the childish innocence of early Christian. Early. He's as vile as the modern one. The guy is a horrible, horrible human being who harassed and stalked me and some people who are within my target demographic, which is why I got really angry at him because he was harassing them, and I responded that, and that's when he began to harass me. After I blocked him, he began to cause a lot more trouble instead of stopping there. So no, RG is wrong. You can't just block them. You can't just ignore them. You must obliterate them. You must make sure they can't interact with you, not directly or indirectly, because they are psychos. We are dealing with very, very sociopathic people, to be honest, and it is not the first time. And that's the thing. That's the real core. I mean, those three factors were the reason. But the core of this video, the central point, is that it is not the first time I have dealt with sabotage, and the experience this romance author had is very similar to the one I had. And that's what I call equine reviews. The reason I call them equine reviews is because of Amazon's policy. I'm going to read one of the equine reviews so you can see that it is an equine review. Amazon's policy forbids you from leaving a review, even if you purchase the book, if you don't make a minimum purchase. Even if you read the whole thing, it doesn't even register physical copy purchases as verified. So the only verified ones are the digital ones. And if you didn't spend a minimum amount of time of money, I don't remember how much. I don't remember. I will try to check it, but I don't remember how much it is the minimum. I will try to review a random book within my wish list, actually, and I will check. Okay, I am not eligible. And let's see. Oh, you must spend at least 50 USD, 50 American dollars, within the last 12 months, so you can make a review. And that's where the equine reviews term came from, a joke I made with one of my senpais, Mr. Jack Hammer. I have mentioned his book before. I told him, these people have been leaving negative reviews on my books after not reading them, not buying them, not even looking beyond the cover, for political reasons. And and he said, yeah, that's because you just need to buy anything. You must be subscribed to Amazon Prime or purchase something, a minimum of expenditure of $50. And that's when I said the joke, maybe they buy horsecock dildos. And after buying all of them, they and after spending $500 in $500, I mean, in horsecock dildos, they will leave a negative review on things they don't like. And that's where the joke came, because you could basically go buy $50 in anything, Haribo gummy bears, horsecock dildos, a pack of cocaine. You can't buy a pack of cocaine in Amazon, but someone tried to sell one in eBay. If I remember well, you can go buy anything unrelated to the thing you are reviewing, and that's the problem. That's what the equine reviews are. You haven't bought the product, you haven't even tried the product, but you can leave a review because you have spent $50. $5. In part because I am Mexican, I get this box when it comes to numbers. I am bad with numbers. They stress me because of personal experiences. So I basically block myself with numbers sometimes, and I make mistakes because of that. You can spend $50 in whatever you want. and leave a negative review in something entirely unrelated. I will check if there are horse cock. Yes, they exist. They exist. I am here in Amazon. It is not Amazon Essentials. I thought. Let's try to. 3088 USD plus delivery 9.5. 38.88. $39, 39 American dollars for a horse cock anal dildo. Super long horse cock anal dildo. Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh, and this there is a pack of you can actually do this. You can actually buy a horsecock dildo and dog-shaped dildo and horsecock dildo for 65.56. Oh, that's a funny number. 65.56 American dollars in a bundle of horsecock dildo and dog-shaped dildo. You can buy this shit on Amazon. Literally, you can buy this shit on Amazon. This is disturbing. This is fucking disturbing. It's funny, but it is disturbing. I mean, it is disturbing. Oh, and hey, no, don't get this. Like all products of this brand, the firmness is too stiff, not really something you want to use if you're new to it's so cheap that it is not something someone experienced will want. This is a middle review. The head is absurd but doable, my god. This with the suction, absolutely the worst suction ever. Why did you leave a positive review if you hate it? Now, this by a guy named Roger. This review, sensational, beautiful feeling deep inside. I really enjoy it flopping into me, producing a warm stretching sensation in me. I seriously recommend it. No sé por qué me dio por, o sea, y fue por puro. Oh, sorry. I don't know why. I even switched to Spanish because I was breaking in laughter. Oh, fucking shit. It was because of the sheer humor, of the sheer comedy of it, that I started imitating the voice of Claptrap by mere reflex. It was not intentional, and while I was hearing me, I have heard this speech before. Oh, fucking shit, I hate Claptrap. Everyone hates Claptrap. No, I actually like the character. Jokes aside, I am having fun with you, so that's why I seem so stupid. This one is Mexican, so Spanish, so I will try to translate it. The suction cup doesn't work, it doesn't stick. Well, the base and the support don't stick to my glass. This is bad, but I wanted to buy it and take it, so the base is bad. It is bad, and somehow gave it a 4-star review. So seriously, these reviews are better than those of my novels. I need these people to leave their Equine reviews. No, I'm just kidding. Good replica, great addition to my collection. It is great for those with fetishes. God damn it, it's a guy, and a very manly guy. The head is large. Got it quickly, was as described. And having loved both it and me, it worked it. Ah, God. People are buying this and leaving 5-star reviews to it. And it is a horsecock dildo. You can buy one of these things, and seriously, the reviews are crazy. Oh, fuck. You can literally buy a bundle of horsecock and dog dildo. And there is a wolf one too. I am disgusted, sincerely. I am disgusted, and I am not fond of being disgusted. In fact, this is a crazy bundle. The 3, dog, wolf, and horse for $73.65. So yeah, you can buy this shit. You can buy this shit in bundle and go leave a negative review in whatever you want. You have spent the minimum $50 USD Now, most of my readers, and this is something they have told me, most of my readers are not compulsive buyers. They don't buy in Amazon that often. Most of my readers actually have bought only my book in the books category. They do buy comic books, but this is probably one of the first novels, or they buy normally like novels and they buy like 1 or 2 tomes. They don't reach the $50 mark. Here is in fact one. I don't really know who this guy is, but I think I suspect I know this reader because of the chronology. But since many bought this book during that time, it could be someone else. And the person I suspect mentioned he never spent $50. So I don't know. I don't know if it is the person I suspect, but this person was very supportive, and I consider his review the most valuable one because it is a verified purchase. This is one of the best fantasy like novels I have read. The characters are lifelike, and Rua is absolutely adorable and badass. Can't wait to read the next book! Sorry, I mentioned a badass and I went to Borderlands. The games are not as bad, the ones I played, but Gearbox sucks. And they went woke, so yeah, they started running it. That is a verified purchase. I had to make the reference because of the badass part. I thought, this fits Claptrap too! Now, on to the Equine review, which is the most equine of all the Equine reviews here. Matilda Young, 1 star. Pronouns? The author avoids anyone with pronouns in their Twitter bio, but he has lots of pronouns in his book and has pronounced these on his Twitter bio. I don't really get what he has against the English language and conveniences that make people ink easier, especially when they are all over this story. First of all, I never saw the people ink term before. This came from a post I made in February in Twitter about saying I don't trust people and avoid them if they have pronouns in their Twitter bio because usually they are woke. That was it. That was all I said. And it triggered plenty of the kind of people I was referring to with that post. And that's where this Equine review came from. And there are others. Oh, by the way, this one I like it. I like it despite being a negative review because I know who wrote it. And it is a lot more legitimate. This person just didn't think my book was worth more, but the review was good. 2 stars. Could be better. This was a decent book. The main character was such a badass, but the sentences were very hard to read. Pardon, sorry. I really got. Every time I read badass, I think, fucking shit, Claptrap, shut up. But the sentences were very hard to read. I can see the author shows creativity. That is the reason I am giving it such a low rating. It is confusing. Many have mentioned it is confusing, but I kept on going and read the book until the end. It was good. Clean up the typos and you have an excellent fantasy book that many will enjoy. I have several typos, I must admit, which I have been working on cleaning up, but they won't show to the readers because every single update shows only to subsequent readers. So yeah, I do check the typos every now and then. Every year I check for typos and fix them. I can't change everything because I have a fixed page count now, but I try to fix the typos. Yes, there are typos. I won't deny it. The important thing is that's the difference between a legitimate review and an Equine review. This person left a negative review. There was no political reason. There was no political accident. I actually saw the spike in reader counts when this person left the review, so this person did read it. But the rest are all politically motivated, and I even remember by the date why they came. For example, some of these were because I made a few political statements. For example, this one was from a political argument. Awful. Worst excuse of entertainment ever. Absolutely useless dribble with mediocre art. And I know it is an Equine review because of the date and because I do check the metrics of my sales regularly because, well, this is my fucking job. I check the metrics of my sales regularly to make sure there is a flow of sales, there is a flow of read pages in the Kindle Unlimited part, all that boring stuff. And this person, there was no change in numbers. There was no change in numbers when this person left during the days, during the weeks. This person before this person left the review, so she didn't read it. This one, I don't know if it is a legitimate review or someone having pity on me because this person left a 5-star review. Insanely creative. This book was a colorful imagery of imagination colliding with conflict. So many character and potential adventures were brought to life in this story. I think these people did read it because there is a large amount of characters here. That's the difference between a legitimate review and an Equine review. And the Equine reviews are quite vicious. Because, for example, I got this book which I gave away, and it has only one review, 5-star review. The person who left the review didn't leave any text, just scored it 5 stars. It was in a giveaway, and it was the Path Beyond Avlaan, and the other book in the same series, Journey to Avlaan, also had a 5-star review from the same person. Well, a 5-star score from the same person, who was someone I don't know because that person left no single text review at all, only the 5-star score. And I know that person got it in a giveaway because of the dates. I do know when and how these people get reviews, but this is an Equine review, and I know why, because this person, Arina, follows Colin Doran. Remember Colin Doran? The Colin Doran, the one I talked about? Well, remember I mentioned Colin Doran? Well, in another video. Well, this person follows Colin Doran. That Colin Doran, who is an illustrator. I didn't know who she was, and now that I look at her, how can I say it? Her background, her portfolio. It's a woke comic book pro. I told her she's ignorant of anime. She doesn't and manga. She doesn't read manga because she thinks most manga she has read is. She says most manga she has read is about high school boys falling in love with other high school boys. So she doesn't really read that much of manga. She doesn't really read manga. And one of her followers, Arina, after that left this review in a book which had a full 5-star score. 1 star, Arina, terrible. Clearly this is a person that doesn't understand a story structure, plot, or anything about the industry or genre. He's trying so desperately to be a part of it. This is just sad. I am not desperately trying to be a part of the comic book pros crowd. I don't like them. I don't want to be any part of any mainstream industry, so I am not trying to be a part of anything. I am my own author. I actually studied English literature in college. Yes, I know I am not a native English speaker. I am a native Spanish speaker. When I lose my composure, it shows quite a lot. You saw it. But I really like the English language, and that's why I decided to major in English literature. I know I wasted my time and money in college. You don't need to tell me. I know it was a mistake, but it kind of helped me with some things I will subsequently use for my own writing. I have read plenty of short stories, and this is a collection of short stories. This person is lying about it. I know. I know because the other reader, the other mysterious reader, I thank you, mysterious reader, who got it for free and who had no knowledge of my political views or my views about Colleen Doran, left a 5-star review, and the other person left a 1-star review, and is a follower of Colleen Doran. So it is an Equine review. I know when it is an Equine review. Also, that book has had no changes at all in its metrics for a whole year. So I know she didn't even read it. So it was an Equine review. Because these books I didn't advertise them as much as the Guilds of Avlaan series, so they don't get sales, don't get views, don't get reads from the from Kindle Unlimited readers. Basically, people don't even know they exist. So this person took her time, without even reading it, took her time to look for it and leave a negative review. It's an Equine review. She bought a horse dildo and left the review. Well, I am not literally saying she bought a horse dildo, and actually I know what she bought. A Bartlett pear! No, seriously. Why do you buy a Bartlett pear from Amazon? Whenever I want to buy a Bartlett pear, we have this... in America, they got mostly grocery stores, but here in Mexico there are still stores which specialize in selling fruit and vegetables. Here we call them verdulerias. We go there. If I want a pear, there is one of those places, a fruit shop, let's call it, a few steps away from my neighborhood. I go there, buy food, and buy a Bartlett pear. And this person bought a Bartlett pear in Amazon. And there are people who are leaving photos and all, and they bought a package of Bartlett fucking pears. I swear, Americans are living in the first world, and the first world mindset is maddening. Well, this person, this Arina, and I pronounce the two N's because I don't know how to pronounce it without. By reflex, I pronounce the two N's. About a Bartlett pear. This is a fucking stereotype. Chocolate, Whole Foods chocolate ice cream bars. Bet she's fat. Dishwashing brush. Food. She doesn't buy books. She doesn't leave reviews in books. She only went and left a negative review in my book because she hates me for calling out Colleen Doran, who is a piece of crap, by the way, just as any comic book pro. Now this one. We see the return of Miss Horse Dildo, #1 exceptional champion of Horse Dildoing, of Equine reviews, Matilda Young. I swear this person has a hate boner for me because she left a review over the pronouns thing. What was it? In February, in February 22. And in October 9, this person is special because she, for some reason, went back to it with the sequel, Reagent and Toxicant, which is, honestly, this is my favorite book in the series so far of the ones published. I had the third book complete, which is I don't have the covers yet, that's why I haven't published it, but I have the third book complete already. But this one is my favorite, because it introduces one of my favorite characters, Natron, who is basically Nana Chi mixed with Gyro Cepelli and Johnny Joestar. I really like this character, and she in fact became a permanent character even though she was not planned to be there. I love this book. This is my favorite of the published ones. And this person went. This is the only. This is the worst. That's the worst part. This is the only rating, and it is an Equine review. And I know it because it is the same person who left the pronouns ones, Matilda Young. The author openly has a personal creative stance against the existence of any word that can function by itself as a known phrase and that refers either to the participants in the discourse or to someone or something mentioned elsewhere in the discourse, and has a personal policy against communication with people, with anyone who uses them. This both reflects on his writing and in an awkward way, while also suggesting inconsistency in his policy and as an author. My only policy is no love triangles and not killing cute characters. Well, those are the relevant ones. See, despite a moral conviction against them, he uses words like I, she, this, and you all over this book, both in narration and in the character dialogue. So if he has a personal policy against the very existence of words meant to replace nouns and the people who say them so much, why does he constantly use them and write characters who use them? It doesn't make any sense to me, suggests an inconsistency to his creative stances, and it causes the book to read awkwardly. Fucking bitch. She makes me angry. This person, Matilda Young, literally purposefully misconstrued my stance on the pronouns, on these people who have a pronouns in their bio, and you know what that means. Pronouns on Twitter bio, you know. This person has this dumb, nonsensical Twitter bio, and then pronouns: he, she, them, whatever. I am not talking about the grammatical use of pronouns. Everyone knows what I mean. At least everyone with a functional brain. But maybe these people was raised watching Barney and doesn't have a functional cerebrum. Maybe these people is woke, so we are not talking about the same person. But this person literally wrote a whole fucking essay on how somehow my distrust of pronouners, who even use made-up pronouns, I'm an attack helicopter. I identify myself as an attack helicopter. No, not an attack helicopter. I identify myself as a lollywolf. I'm just kidding! Someone will distort it and take it out of context. I am just kidding. I am mocking those people. I am a normal human male. Very average in terms of biology, by the way. This person, Matilda Young, purposefully misconstrued all I said and made a whole essay on it, only to leave a negative review. That's sabotage. And this is something the wokes do. They will sabotage you. They will try to censor you by making you look bad, by saying bad things about you, and bullshit about you. And this person basically made a whole essay basically saying, oh damn, I repeat basically twice. I did break one of my policies by doing so. Redundancy is something I try to avoid while writing. And this person made a whole essay saying my book is incoherent because I use pronouns in the normal, grammatically correct way, because I have a stance against using made-up Tumblr pronouns and against trusting people with gender issues and pronouns in their bio. I mean, that's basically, how can I say it? Insane. This person is insane. But this is damaging. These reviews, people won't even read them all. These reviews are damaging because they leave a review and the first thing people will see is that nobody liked it. This is sabotage. Equine reviews are sabotage, are one of the forms of sabotage we authors deal with regularly. And I am not the only one. And I will be honest, I even think woke authors do get equine reviews too. Because equine reviews are an act of sabotage from unscrupulous people who have no other thing to do than destroying those who create. That's why I say even woke authors probably face this too. Even woke authors probably have experienced this kind of sabotage of equine reviews. The problem is this is really damaging to to independent creators and even to big name creators. I have an example of a woke author who did suffer equine reviews, and I will look for one. And I will look for my favorite book in the genre, in her work. J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling is someone who did get equine reviews. I will look for one of the one-star reviews. This is an equine review, and I actually love this book. This is Harry Potter and the Prison of Azkaban. I am certain this is an equine review because it is marked as a verified purchase, and let's see. Yes, let's see. I am certain these persons did leave equine reviews. Good for Harry Potter. Good if you like Harry Potter by Young Roof in September 2021. Dude, of course it is good if you like Harry Potter. It is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. And this person left a 1-star review. This is an equine review. Because it doesn't even say anything. There are some which are legitimate reviews. There are complaints about print version problems. This one by Ryan, United States, 4th of June 2020. And remember, this is around the time Rowling said some politically loaded things. I think it was around this time. Imagine if your elderly aunt or grandmother in a failing health and confined to a nursing home invited you to talk about your childhood and share with you her favorite family stories. Imagine if your wheezy, dying nana, blah blah blah, this is too long and it is not even... That's what you get with this book. J.K. Rowling's talent lies in conceptualizing and marketing the Potter universe, not writing about it. She should have hired ghostwriters of the first novel, although she had a great work ethic. It is a wonderful self-made her writing is astonishingly simple writing. That fucking shit. Even someone with more writing talent than myself get this kind of insults. Now this one. Review time. July 2021. Boring. Longer and more rambly than the last two. Too many plot points to follow smoothly, and once again the characters are beyond cartoonish. Definitely don't recommend or understand what the hype was about. Look, review time. Fuck you! Seriously, I don't like Rowling. She's a fucking wokey and I don't like her. But I think one of my favorite books in my teenage years was Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I really loved it. And I really think the books are fine. The books are good for a teenager. So this is an equine review. I am certain this is an equine review because of the date. Because if you look at everything else through history, for example, this one. This one is from 2016, so this is a review which might have nothing to do with Rowling's politics, because let's not forget, Rowling was woke, so the wokes didn't go after her back then. If you have a stressful job like me, where you can't relax, buy Colorado Seasons. I am 46 and male who works out and thinks he's macho, and I read this book 4 times. This guy is interesting. If you have a stressful job like me, where you can't relax, read the HP books. Health Point books? Sorry, I know it is Harry Potter. They put you in a fantasy world, and J.K. Rowling's storytelling is so unbelievable and descriptive. She is the best. I got the series for my father after my mother passed away. They were married for 69 years and he was grieving. This is not his kind of book, but after reminding him of how much my mother loved him, he agreed to read them and agrees it puts him in another world and helps him gain peace. I do believe this is a very legitimate review. It doesn't even seem politically loaded. I like you, Colorado Seasons, wherever you are. And there are other, I mean, all of these from 2019, 2016, 2020 even. Harry Potter! This is from 2020. So I want to Harry Potter. There are too many exclamation marks. 5-star. So this is the third HP book, and it is very, 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 very good. Seriously, it's funny. I have read the first two plus this one so far, and this one might be my favorite. Dude, it is the best book in the series. Surprisingly, it is not as intense as the first two. There is no monster type things like Fluff and the Viper, and there is not really violence either. The only scary characters here are the Dementors, who are guards of blah blah blah. It is long, so I will shorten. Yup, so that's about it. But I would recommend it being 10 or older before reading this series, unless you are an advanced reader. By the way, the only scary characters in here are the Dementors. No. And Sirius Black. He didn't mention Sirius Black. No. Sirius and the Dementors are not the only ones. Pettigrew was more scary than every single one of them. Think about it. There is this rat who is actually a middle-aged man, surrounded by children and teenagers, living in the same places as them, moving around. And that's not scary? This place has some serious privacy issues everywhere, as in, for example, boys can enter the girls' restroom so easily. And Pettigrew doesn't seem scary to you. Also, the Dementors are part of the best of the book, to be honest. Bookworms and Cats is right about that. The Dementors are great. They are probably one of the things that made the book so great. This is my favorite book in the series. Now this one, 2019. It was, I think, before Rowling spoke too much. I purchased Harry Potter is Life by Chris G. I purchased this copy for my little brother. I love the Harry Potter books, and I wanted to pass the magic on to him. I am quite a Potterhead, and boy, this for any to end to a 100-year-old that has a birthday. You know what to buy to your vampire lolly. She's 100-year-old! I have already started reading the first one to my daughter, who happens to be named after Molly Weasley. Personally, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, number 4, is my favorite, but definitely start with number 1 if you are just beginning. Obviously, I recommend this to everyone. Dude, don't skip parts. Never skip parts in any book, including JoJo's. Never skip parts. Of course, you must start with number 1. And my favorite will always be The Prisoner of Azkaban. This is a legitimate review. These are legitimate. Most of them are made from fans who really love her, at least, because they mentioned what they thought of the book. But the 1-star ones, almost all of them, not all of them, but almost all of them, which are 1%, match the timeline, 2020, 2021, match the timeline of when she spoke politically, and Ryan's in particular, the one about the Senile grandmother, is a whole essay on criticizing her, and review time. That one, the other ones might not be, because for example, some of them are about the book in terms of delivery, as in they bought a physical copy and the book was delivered wrong. I mean, for example, this one. Product in poor condition. The book came with the binding half detached from the spine, and there were indents in the book pages when you look at it from a vertical point of view. The product as a whole did not look brand new, rather that it had been used by no retired. This one looks legitimate. This is a legitimate 1-star review because they are mentioning the book was damaged, which is weird for a big name publisher, for a big name author. I mean, I understand as a small guy, I understand these things happen, but for a big name, that's weird. But review time. This one looks totally like an Equine review because this person is basically seeing things that are based on reading them, not true, about The Prisoner of Azkaban. To begin with, it is not boring. Not a single book in the Harry Potter series is boring. This guy is a totally an Equine review. And that's why I make this video. Even it affects even those who get woke. Even J.K. Rowling has them. There are people out there who will try to sabotage you for political reasons and do everything they can, including leaving negative reviews, including harassing, stalking, reporting your content as they did to Reagent and Toxicant. And that's the purpose of this video, is pointing at that. Don't let these people win. If you like something, make sure people know of it. Even if you say like it as in it is just okay, as in it is not great but it is not bad, tell people about it, recommend it, because there are saboteurs who do everything they can to sabotage even big names like Rowling, and to indie creators. That really puts us in a bad position, because we are not dealing with normal human beings. We are dealing with deranged sociopaths who want to destroy everything with a sense of beauty, with a sense of creativity, or with a sense of originality. Everything, and especially if you are not part of their cult. Well, that's it for today. Have a great day. Steel and Flame, Book 1 of the Guilds of Avlaan series is available on Amazon. If you like fluffy wolf lolly protagonists and Japanese light novels, follow the link below to check it out.